flashing on the background. And I oh, it doesn't. Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on, guys. I gotta go on the looker. Hey, coach. I don't know if you have a shared chat. You have a shared chat going on? I think we're streaming together. We don't have a shared chat though.
The DNL Gaming and every game picks, hot takes, and what it's worth. Streaming in 2025. Today's episode, game picks and hot takes. We're diving into the games that we think will set Twitch on fire next year. And we're doing a big dog, Grand Theft Auto 6, Vice City. It's coming back, you guys know it. But PC gamers, that 6-month delay, whew, it's got some heat on it. We'll wrap up with Borderlands 4, an Elden Ring Night Rain co-op. Plus, some dope segments like Stream It or Dream It, and the speed round like always. So let's meet our friendly faces. Sweaty Orangutan, he's known for his sweaty lobbies like in Call of Duty, and hyping up his community to the moon. How you doing, Sweaty?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
It's
Man,
good, it's
what's
good,
up?
man.
I'm
Thanks for
doing pretty
being
good.
here.
How are you doing?
Oh,
Good,
You
good.
made it.
we forgot our faces.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was my end. That's so funny.
My bad, I'm new, guys. I'm new. And then, yeah, Sweaty Orangutan, for those who do not know, he's been on the DNL Gaming podcast before. Welcome back. What games you got your chat losing it about already?
I've been on a binge of different games. I've been getting into a horror VR game called Labyrinthine. And it's really cool. I just discovered a new like multiplayer FPS game, The Finals, which is also a really cool game. I just as usual being a variety guy.
Nice.
I'm varietying, you know.
Alrighty.
Nice. And now let's welcome the new guy in town. Welcome to the DNL squad, Killer Player 13. This Twitch streamer is out here slaying games, building tight-knit community with high-octane vibes. You can catch him on Twitch at Killa with an A, not an ER. I looked for you forever, but I couldn't find it because of the ER. Player 13, my man.
Hey,
Welcome to the pod. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
you know, I'm the big deal, baby. So I'm a new up-and-coming streamer. When I first started streaming, I was just really focused on building a community, playing the games that I love playing, and pretty much just trying to find the people that I like, you know, that are like me, pretty much. And that's pretty
Nice.
much how it started. So
That's
at
awesome.
first, just like any other streamer, it's like a slow and like, you know, kind of slow grind and stuff like that. But once you really find your community, you find the people you're supposed to be with, everything just takes off.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Glad to
Yeah,
meet
just
you,
gonna
man.
give you. Yeah. You guys don't know each other?
Nope.
Nope, this is our first time.
We do
I
now.
actually see it on like the first couple of podcasts like you and Maddie Bear were doing, but we never formally connected. So yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Killer Player 13. I've been on a ton of your streams, watched a lot of your action, and Sweaty Orangutan. Likewise. So one friend, meet my
Absolutely.
other friend. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
I just want to
Pleasure meeting you.
Take a couple seconds, say hi to everybody in Strat. The faceless one says, "What's up, everybody?" And Sweaty Orangutan. I couldn't figure it out. It was my fault, man, not yours. My fault.
You gotta thank Looker for making it happen.
Yeah, my pleasure, dude. Spider Brit called us noobs. It was all me again.
It was all
And
me
then
again.
Me and my mini, awesome streamer, another cool guy, says, "What's up, my dudes?" And Lem 2009, how's it going? It's going great, man. What about yourself? So, Killa, since you're new to the community, new to the podcast, what got you into streaming in day one?
Like I said, day one for me, I think it really started with like having all the equipment and like some downtime and like nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And I had everything I needed basically, you know what I mean? And then one day I asked my cousin, I'm like, hey, what do I need to start streaming? He was just like, oh, all you need is a capture card. I'm like, oh yeah, all I need is a capture card. All right, great. All I need is a capture card. Then I did my research about a capture card. Then I found out that I have a PlayStation 5, and to hook up a PlayStation 5 with the capture card, I would need a PC setup. Or I guess I wanted to go all in on it because I feel like I wanted to make this a hobby. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like, let me just go all in on it. 'Cause I don't want to half-ass anything. So I'm like, you know what? I got the PC. Then I'm like, all right, I see these other guys have like dual monitor setups. So I'm like, I got a dual monitor setup. You know what I mean? And then everything just kept on going from there. And then by the time I knew it, I was actually, to be honest, I actually put off streaming for like 3 months after I had already gotten the equipment. So I feel like for me, I was like, I kind of like psych myself out of it because like I was just like, damn, what if people don't like me? What if I'm on there? What if I'm not entertaining? Pretty much what every streamer goes through,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Those growing pains before they actually get into streaming. And then when I realized I had all the equipment and I was just pretty much like putting myself off and putting my time off and just taking longer to get to where I wanted to be in streaming, I was just like, I gotta start. And I literally started the next day.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you got into it because meeting you're a super cool guy, high energy. If you haven't been in any streams, super high energy. What games are you streaming? Like what kind of games do you stream? And why does it have you hooked right now?
Right now I'm actually playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I'm actually hooked on it
Nice.
because all my streaming friends told me I had to get the game. I had to get the game, and I finally got the game. And now they're like flip flopping between all the other games. I'm like, I can't do it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I've been stuck on Fortnite, and I originally started streaming Apex Legends when I first started streaming. So I play a lot of FPS games. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
occasionally I'll veer off and play like some story games, some games that are relaxing. Like the Schedule One game, I found that to be relaxing to me.
I
And
love
I
Schedule
actually,
One. That's one of my favorites right now.
man, I am addicted to that game. I
See,
actually found it to be like, wait, go ahead, look, were you saying something?
I knew you guys would get along just fine. Just saying, just saying.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So that game is one of those games where it's like I found it like I found more viewership on the game when like I streamed it early in the morning when everybody's like, getting their daily routine going. It's not too fast paced. Everybody could kind of relax and
They
like,
need their fix in the
chat.
morning, that's why.
Wake and bake with Killer 13. Got you. I dig it.
Yeah, so those are like a few of the games that I just started playing. I'm actually thinking about streaming perhaps Assassin's Creed Shadows, but that's something else.
Wonderful
Okay.
game. So another question for you. Have you hit affiliate yet?
I actually did. Shout out to the Mob and Mafia, shout out to the
Yeah,
Snake
my
Snake
boys.
gaming community. Shout out to
That's
Hellish
awesome.
Pharaoh. It's been a while since I've seen Hellish Pharaoh. But there's like a lot of great people that like I met along the way when I started like streaming that pretty much helped me get to where I needed to be. So I actually hit affiliate back in I believe it was January. Back in January I hit affiliate. So
Awesome.
that was
So
really
you,
a good milestone for me.
you have dreams and ambition of trying to hit
Congrats,
partner, or are
man.
you just okay with enjoying the ride?
Honestly, I found that I grew faster when I like stop worrying about like I'm not to say we don't worry about the milestones because we definitely do, but we're just having fun on the journey as we go along. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like we try not to stress ourselves about hitting partner. We're making friends, we're collabing with W streamers. You know what I mean? The chat is
Yeah.
always like popping off, so that's what we're really focused on right now.
Yeah, that's the
Awesome.
best. That's
So
the best you can do. I mean, if you
Right.
focus too much on, hey, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing this, you're gonna burn yourself out, and it ain't gonna be fun anymore.
Right.
well, people just pick up on your vibes and stuff like that. If you're just having fun, chilling out, enjoying the day and stuff like that, that's the vibe you're gonna put into the world. And if you're just sitting there stressed out, angry about the numbers, worried about it and stuff like that, then people are gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with this guy because he's all stressed out and has a bad vibe," right? So
Yep.
I like
Right.
what you're
Right. Right.
saying. So tonight
Yeah.
we're gonna be the Killer's already bringing the heat. Yeah, we're gonna be kicking off into GTA 6. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Anybody's heard all the news and the hype and all the stuff around it, but I heard it was
Oh
10
yeah.
years in the making. So let's jump right in, guys. Open discussion. Let's hear your thoughts, opinions, and stuff like that. A slight echo from Killer and Sweaty. Um, thanks for the heads up on
Mm.
that. Are you guys muted in the chat? There we go. That should help. So DNL fam, you already know that it's time. We got to talk GTA 6. Rockstar's finally dropping the next chapter after all the leaks, the teasers, straight up chaos, and it looks like it's going to be the biggest GTA yet. We're talking a massive open world, crazy NPC interactions, wild missions, in-game TikTok parodies. Pure Twitch gold if they could pull it off. But here's the drama. PC players are getting hit with a 6-month delay, while console players get it right off the bat. What's you guys' thoughts on that?
If you don't mind, I'll start. I personally don't like it, but I do understand why they're doing it. A lot of PC players do have an advantage when it comes to certain things, especially if they're going to be launching online when they launch story mode. As if that's the case, I'm not sure. So I mean, I guess it would give them a little bit of an advantage in online since us PC players can catch up pretty quick. The issue I have with it though is us PC players being the majority of gamers, it kind of feels, we're getting the crab end of the stick. So I feel it's not fair to us in the sense of, especially if it's just releasing story mode, I don't see how it makes it fair. It seems more of a disadvantage than it being fair than anything else.
That's fair. What's your thoughts, Killer?
This is one of those situations where it's like having a PC and a console comes in handy because I could get it on either or. I'm gonna just get it on the one that comes out first, and then if I do decide to stream it on the PC, I'll get it for the PC later on. But I do understand where most of, I guess the trouble would be coming from. I do understand, like, because console players, I guess, they're loyal players as well. You know what I mean? And so are PC players. But I do feel like the PC players do have a certain advantage that the console players don't have. So I get it. They're probably
Yeah.
trying to, tweak out the bugs.
To my understanding, though, it all comes down to the fact that PlayStation fought for their rights. They said, "Hey man, we'll give you a bigger cut of the pie. We'll do this. We'll do offer them the moon and back for that 6-month delay." Just because a guy like myself, I have a PS5, just like you. I have the PC. I'm probably not going to buy it twice. So more than likely, I'm going to buy it on PS5 instead of waiting. And then PlayStation gets their 10% royalty or whatever it is. So I think that's the play with it.
That would make sense.
Right? But we do know, I don't know, have you guys seen the trailers?
I've seen some of the trailers. I've seen some of the graphics that they have coming out. I've seen some of the, I guess, the movement and the areas that they have. So everything does look like higher scaled, I guess you could call it. You could call it higher scaled. And I do believe somebody said that the reason why it took so long to release is because they wanted to make the maps exactly how it is in Miami now. You know what I mean? They wanted to make it identical. So, and we all know that Miami has been, dealing with some kind of whatever they deal with all the time.
Yeah,
it's Florida.
We'll leave it there. Well, for those who haven't seen it, let's take 10 seconds. We'll watch a quick trailer just to kind of get it out there. A trailer with no audio. My apologies, guys. And there's no option. I literally downloaded an audio list clip, so we'll just watch it and talk over it. But a 10-second trailer. No, it's 1 minute long, but it's just it shows how in depth they've really gotten into the game. To my understanding, I watched a couple trailers with some of the developers and stuff like that, and they said they literally can put out a game every month, or every year, just like other games. The game is mad loud. Is that better? Because I can't hear it at all. For me, I thought it was muted.
I can't hear it either.
Yeah,
Weird.
I can't hear it either.
Okay, well, stream can hear it. My apologies, Ace. Just Ace. 3.
Yeah, Ace.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, and thanks for the heads up. We don't know our problems until we can fix them. So I think it's just the way I set it up. We hear it. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Minnie. Yeah, so they said they could pump out a game once a year, every couple of years, just like so many other franchises doing that. But to my understanding, that they wanted to bring out a perfect game, a game that was immersive, that was amazing, that was really, really immersive, So they took the time, they polished it, they built it, they really tried to do their best with it. Who that at Sweaty One?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so there's the trailer. Sorry about the loudness, guys, and then the quietness of us.
Right.
Um, so yeah, what do you guys think about the in-game TikTok? Have you guys seen anything about that?
Is that where the leaks came from, or like their own personal TikTok page?
So within like in the original GTA, you have a bank account, you can do all this kind of stuff like that on your phone, your mobile device.
Yeah.
Inside of Call of Duty, they have their own TikTok. It's not TikTok, it's like TikTok, where you could take videos that you've taken on your phone in the game and post it in TikTok in the game and get views and likes and stuff like that, just like an e-currency, right? Like you could literally tap money and make money
Right.
within the game that's transferable to real life. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that's cool or?
That to me sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Um, I think that is pretty cool. If that's something they can pull off, I think that would really jumpstart the future to a lot of gaming things. And GTA has already been kind of known to do that when they release a new GTA game. It's definitely more advanced than what's around. So, I mean, I have high hopes it'll do good, but I feel like the hype is also dying down. I think that is a really cool concept, and if that is the case, it's like social media within a game. But it's also
Right.
it's like that's some like Rick and Morty Black Mirror kind of stuff. So that would be a very interesting thing to test out.
I mean, I don't know how they would go about like trying to convert the money, or is it the same? I don't know if it's the same USD, but it would be something interesting to see they create. But then again, nowadays, like video games are becoming so much more real. They're becoming so much more like real life. You know what I mean? They're implementing more virtual reality type of things. I don't know
Yep.
if you guys know about the jackets, like the shock jackets or like the
Oh, whether if you get shot, you could feel like the rumble
right.
coats or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Woj
Exactly.
jacket or
Exactly like
something.
that. And they do have the panels too. So when you're walking, you're kind of like walking in place, but you're running in place as well. So there's all this type of new technology coming out. So who knows what's possible?
Agreed. In the currency, to my understanding, like I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. The way it was explained on the videos that I've watched is that it's gonna be like a Bitcoin. So like you know how like you could use energy to mine Bitcoin,
Yup.
right? The
Right.
energy inside of the game that you use to play the game will act as the mine, and the currency you build up will have like a decimal value to it. So if you have $1 million, it's worth $1 real. Because that like GTA is gonna make money off of you playing the game for your internet services, for your in-game purchases, stuff like that. So they're trying to set it up to feed the system. Because now if you can make $30 and then buy that new skin, they've literally mined Bitcoin and then have
Right.
had you spend that Bitcoin inside of their game for
Wow.
them.
Wow.
Right. That
It's kind of crazy.
that's
I don't know if that's
crazy.
a true thing, because but like that's the way it was explained to me, and I was just like that's some big brain stuff. Would you not agree?
That
Yeah.
is
That's kind of
it's either gonna be a really good and it's gonna work out good, or it's gonna be the biggest pyramid scheme on the entire planet.
no, yeah. Like Sweaty said, that's really like a Black Mirror episode. You know what I mean? Where you're like inside of the game. What if they put it like you can't get out of the game until you hit a certain threshold and you're stuck in there? I don't know. I just go
Ready
crazy
Player
with that.
One.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
know what I
Ready
mean?
Player One, yup.
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows?
Uh, just to catch up and chat a little bit. Me and my mini says seems illegal. I'm like a little. And Dingy Stroll, who's not with us tonight, if you guys haven't noticed, says I don't like that. If that's the case, I'd feel pissed off. Like, what are the odds? How could it take it? How could I take it out? How could I take it out? That's a weird question, Dingy. Um, but yeah. Oh, my laptop just crashed.
Oh no.
Sorry guys. Um, yeah. So within the gameplay of itself, though, like, did you guys play GTA 6 at all?
GTA 6 didn't release. GTA
Oh,
5.
sorry, GTA 5. My apologies.
Okay,
I
yeah,
did.
GTA 5. I'm spent on GTA 5. I'm actually spent on GTA 5. So I'm waiting for GTA 6 to come out so I could really, you know what I mean, stretch my legs and really start to like dive into it. Cause I know a lot of streamers are gonna like 24-hour stream it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are gonna like be all into it. You know what I mean? So I played GTA 5 a little bit to kind of like refresh my skills and my memory of everything and
Yeah.
to pretty much see what kind of major difference they would make with the map and the characters and everything. But now I'm ready for GTA 6.
So what about you, Sweaty?
Yeah, I played it. I played it for a long time, and I was big in the online, and then I think I made the jump from console to PC, and I couldn't save my account, so I had to restart, redo story mode, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I already know what happens. So I went in the online, and at that point, it was out for at least a couple years. So all of the sweats and people doing all the crazy challenges, you could not survive as a new player in online.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was crazy.
I
It was
Yeah.
tried
ridiculous.
5M, which is like modded GTA. You could role play and do stuff like that, and I got into it. But if you don't know what you're doing, depending the server you're on, the communities are very toxic. So
Nah,
that
yeah,
was
they
another
are.
thing. I was like, you know what? I don't need this game. I'll just wait for 6.
Right. Where
Totally
everybody's
fair.
new. Everybody's new. Nobody knows what's going on. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of like a level playing ground a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm like you, Sweaty. I got into GTA 5 probably 2 years after it was already out. And I had a buddy that when he's, oh, come on, you gotta play with me, you gotta play with me. And we got in, he's like, okay, man, I'm gonna give you a couple Ferraris, an apartment building, 25 rocket launchers, and keep up. I'm like, I'm like still walking like I'm in a Tomb Raider game, barely able to like don't know the dynamics of the game truly, and playing against missions where guys are flying helicopters and like, man, this is no fun, man. Like
Yeah.
it's like playing Call of Duty on a Super Nintendo controller. Just like there's no way.
Yeah, when you first start out, the mechanics is like a little tricky, you know what I mean? When you're playing GTA, especially when you're playing online, you know what I mean? So nobody really gives you a chance. At least when you're in the story mode, you have like a little chance to figure out the controls, figure out how the character moves and stuff like that. But when you're like fresh, brand new, yeah, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah,
Fair.
especially if you haven't played like a previous game before. I was big into the old GTAs and the Mafia games. I'm very obsessed with like Italian mob stuff, so of course I had to play the Mafia games. So I'm kind of been used to those sorts of dynamics.
Yeah. Okay. So just so we'll touch on chat. Dingy says if they were mining it through my PC and the internet, then it's mine. Yeah, 100% Dingy. That's what they're implying is that it would be yours, and I believe they're just hoping that you would spend it in game. If not, they'd pay you out. Just kind of how Twitch does. They get the ad revenue, blah 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 blah, and they give you a kickback for that.
Right.
Um, Me and my mini says I played it day one and loved the story, but I was super upset that it wasn't online. Wasn't what they said it would be online. So I responded, "What did they say it would be?" Online now is what they said it would be day one. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Let's give you guys another shout out. So do you guys think that when it comes out, you guys are gonna be playing it like day one?
I don't want to
Maybe.
be the guy that's left out. I don't want to be left out when everybody already knows all the like the tips and tricks and everything else, like the ins and outs of the game, and I'm not caught up and up to date. I need to be with everybody else.
Yeah, it's just like Call of Duty. If you don't play day one and get ahead of the sweats, that it's over. I've
Yeah,
heard the game is gonna be like $100, which might be the most expensive game I've seen. But if there's actually some sort of chance, like you said before, with like mining money in the game, and it's that sophisticated, I wouldn't mind spending that, and I probably would like Killer said, get a jump on it.
See, and I'm actually debating if I ever play it, to be honest. I need the dip. Nice meeting you, Killer. Peace out, my dudes. Hey, thanks for being here, Mini. Um, like
W mini.
I liked GTA 5. But I struggled to really play it lots. right? It wasn't a game that like I could play it every day and stuff like that. And kind of just to touch on what you guys have said, like, if I'm gonna play it, I want to be good at it. And if I'm not enjoying it as much as I would other games, do I even want to dabble in that market, right? Like, there's gonna be people out there like killing it. You guys, if you guys get it day one, you guys are gonna be super competitive for a good chunk of time, I'm assuming. And I'm meh on the game. Like, I think it's gonna be fun. I'd like to get it. You're both from the US, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Right? So your guys' $100 is 140 for me.
Ooh.
Mm,
Right? Like, oh,
yeah, that's kind of crazy.
right? Just because of the exchange rate. So
But
go ahead.
one thing I will say though, coach, is like GTA 6 is like one of those games, like it's like been long anticipated, you know what I mean? So like everybody wanted, like they've been talking about it for so long and it's been pushed back for so long. Kind of I feel like Rockstar did that on purpose, you know what I mean? To kind of like hyping up the game as well. But the thing is, it's like the game is like it's like an open world game where there's like endless possibilities, you know what I mean? So it's like you're not really stuck doing the same thing. And GTA 5 was really intricate in everything that it has in there. So I'm thinking that GTA 6 is gonna be pretty, you know what I mean? It's gonna be out of the world when it comes to the possibilities that you're able to do in that game. So you might want to have it just to have it, because there might be something that comes out that you might actually want to, give it a try in, and then who knows, the scalpers might get a hold of it, and you're paying $300.
Yeah,
Yup.
fair. So Dingy kind of has a good point. He says it's got the hype, but if they don't deliver the hype, they will have a lot of refunds, or people like me are gonna go and wait and see how it is when it comes out. Um, yeah, I probably won't be a day one. I don't think Dingy's gonna be a day one either. Partially because we're cheap. That I'm frugal. I'll call it frugal. Um, and then yeah, like I believe Rockstar is going to put out an amazingly polished game just for the fact of like Red Dead Redemption. That was a beautiful game, super well made, well done. Um, yeah, like they don't put out a lot of like buggy games or games with a lot of problems. So I think they're going to do an amazing job. I just don't know if it's going to be my play style.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think it's kind of gonna play out like how Cyberpunk did. Cyberpunk had a lot of hype, and they absolutely blew it on launch, and it got a lot of hate. And I mean, it's a fixed game now, but everybody's stuck in their ways, and they had that bad taste. They're not gonna give it a shot again. So I think if they deliver on the hype, it's gonna be a record-breaking game. But if it crash and burns like something like Cyberpunk, it's not gonna be good, especially, given the circumstances of how expensive it's gonna be, how PC players have to wait. They're putting a lot on the table with this game. They really are.
And
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, like I also feel like Rockstar is one of those game devs where it's like they have put out such great games in the past that even if, like Dingy said, it doesn't deliver, GTA 6 doesn't deliver, it's still gonna do numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've had enough time, in my opinion, where we kind of expect them for them to deliver on what they promised, you know what I mean? Or else we're gonna riot.
Yeah, fair. Um, yeah, I agree with that. I do think they're going to deliver. I have faith in them just as a brand and stuff like that. Because, yeah, waiting 10 years to put out a game, you're risking a lot of like, because you have to invest in the time, the labor, the materials, the infrastructure to make that game.
Right.
They've invested a lot of pocket change to have this game out. And I'm assuming they're trying to be very strategic about it. And I have good faith in Rockstar as a company. Time will tell. Yeah, time will 100% tell. In my experience with playing GTA 5 though, there was a lot of like gang activity and groups of like people that would all like, hey guys, we're all gonna team up and we're gonna fuck people up, and a lot of yeah, just fuckery is how I would
Just
word it, right?
fuckery.
Just
Yep.
fuckery, like straight out. I don't know how else to word it. Do you think GTA 6 is gonna have that same level of fuckery in it?
Definitely. 100. I think it might be worse. GTA is the game that's most realistic people go to do the things that they can't do in real life. So if GTA 6 is as immersive as they say it's gonna be, that game's gonna be more of a menace than ever.
Right. And I feel like the reason being is because like it's so like diversive, you know what I mean? You could do whatever you want. You could be in whatever group that you want. So it's like so many different groups of people want to create whatever uh gang that they want to create in GTA
Yeah.
6 and they're
Yup.
able to do that, you know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna see people running on a Friday night with a group of people, group of bikers or something.
Mhm.
Common, you're gonna see it. But
So here's the question: are you guys going to join in these gangs, or are you guys going to start your own?
I'm
I'm
starting
gonna
my own.
create my I'm gonna create my own militia.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay,
create my own militia. You know what I mean? You guys could join me. I'm not the join. Y'all
okay.
join me though.
Yeah, yeah. 3 leaders of the pack. Gotcha.
Gotta get the Banana Bunch gang going.
The Banana Bunch gang, eh?
No, but funny enough though, there's a lot of people who actually don't wanna because you could actually in GTA 5, I haven't played, so in GTA 5, you could actually earn money, you know what I mean, by doing actual jobs, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
certain jobs and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily have to be an asshole and like, terrorize the server, you know what I mean? But if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, I guess you can. But there are other options, is what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I remembered like that in the GTA servers that if that you broke the rules, they'd put you in like timeout where you'd get like a dunce cap and you'd play in a different server, whereas like other people that were all dunces, something like that.
I'm not sure.
That's not ringing
Oh,
a bell to me. That
I'm
might
not
be an RP
sure.
thing, maybe.
I'm
No,
not
no,
sure.
no. On the online, like there's
The
like certain
gulag.
uh you know how like you can't go into other people's houses and stuff like that, like their buildings or whatever. Like you could literally like if you found ways to do that, then you'd go into like a bad server, or if you like picked if you bullied people, you'd get kicked out of the regular online server and you get put into a dunce server, and everybody that had it literally had like a dunce cap on.
I think that's like the ghost mode, I believe, when people go into ghost mode where you can't really like attack them while they're online or something like that, or
Yeah,
you can't harass them or steal their vehicle or something like that. But I think I know what you're talking about, Coach.
yeah. I spent a lot of time in there because I didn't know what I was doing, and then all of a sudden like
I spent a lot of
cars are
time in
driving
there.
through
Go
me and I got
ahead,
a
man.
dunce cap on. I'm like, man, what did I do this time?
Like get this cone off my head, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. Um, yeah. I think we'd all agree that we're all gonna play it at some point or another.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely playing it.
def.
So here's
Yeah.
the question. Sweaty, do you have a console or are you strictly PC?
I'm strictly PC. I mean, I could get a console, but I it's too much. I'd have to unplug my PC, move it, put the console. It's too much.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
um,
Uh,
not to brag, but I have two PS5s, a laptop, the PC.
he's bragging. He's
No,
bragging, guys.
they're my kids, and one of them I did buy. It used to be mine before I got the PC, and the other one
Mhm.
they went halfers on it with their allowance money. So like
Nice.
the reason why I have the green screen is because I have both of their little like setups behind me.
Yup.
Nice.
So if I did play it on console, I'd have to be like, hey Logan, Daddy's playing games now. Kick him out.
Right.
But Dad, um, so here I guess the question only stands for you, Killer. Uh, are you going to get it on PC and PS5? Or are you going to be patient and get it on the?
Um, can I be honest?
Yeah,
If I'm being honest, I'm one of those people where I like playing my FPS games on the P5. You know what I mean? Because I like the feel of using the controller. Because I'm not great at using that mouse and keyboard. I'm not great at that. Yeah, I'll use the controller all day. I have like 3, 4 of them hanging around. But like the
I'm
mouse
the
and
same.
keyboard, I can only play like the slow games on there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
an old person. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
Take
an
my
old
yeah. Hey,
time.
person.
whoa, whoa.
Right. So like schedule one, perfect. I tried playing that new game, Fragpunk
Yeah,
on PC when it first came out. I tried to do it on the mouse and keyboard, couldn't do it, so I just switched over to like a controller. I believe it's gonna come out on console soon, so I'll just wait till it comes out on console. You know what I mean? But for GTA, I know GTA Online lets you like on the PC, it gives you more options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I think I might just get it on both. Yep.
I might just get on
Okay,
both,
okay.
yeah. I'm the same
Um,
way when it comes to FPS games. I grew up PlayStation my whole life, and the PC is new to me. I'm an old man when it comes to keyboard and mouse. I use it. I use a controller when I'm playing. I gotta live up to the name
Uh,
Sweaty Orangutan, you know?
yeah, and I can't. It's too fast paced for me. Like I don't know how some of these PC players do it.
That's
You
what
know what I
I'm
mean? Like
saying.
they
It's
move
crazy.
around. Oh, I'm like, no, I can't. I
I
can't.
like I'm Dingy's my cousin. Like we're best friends, and he's my cousin. So in the last summer, I went and visited him, and his like mouse pad, I swear, is massive. And just watching him play, he's literally like if you took the PC away from him and just like left him sitting there, like you'd be like, okay, you're going to a special home there, little buddy.
Yeah, schizophrenic or something.
Yeah, something.
Uh,
He slays. Like he's really good at like FPS games on the mouse and keyboard, and I type with one finger, and I also control my guy with one finger on mouse and keyboard. So not a
No,
great combination.
that
So
the last game I remember playing on like mouse and keyboard where I had to go that fast was probably like remember those PC games? It's called Castle Jump or Icy Tower or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, Icy Tower I used to play on the mouse and keyboard. And that was the last like, me moving around or RuneScape or something like that. But
yeah,
Yep.
that's about as fast as it gets now.
yeah. I feel that. So are you guys familiar with Borderlands?
Vaguely.
Yeah. I know about Borderlands. I've never played it before. I've watched gameplay of it, but I've never played it myself.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just throw on a little trailer of it, and yeah, we'll give it a look. Oh, I said, there we go. I said, oh, my volume's killer loud again. Yeah, you guys won't be able to hear it. I'm sorry, I didn't set it up properly for you guys to hear it as well. But yeah, it looks super immersive. Tons of new features and stuff like that. Yeah. I know Dingy's a big fan of this game, and this is why when we were planning all this out, that he was going to be the guy to talk the most about this. Um,
Shout out Dingy.
yeah, my boy.
Honestly,
Yeah.
this game reminds me of, to be honest, it reminds me of like Apex mixed with Gears of War. That's what this game
Yeah.
reminds me of.
Yeah, it's
If
got
you guys
that
ever
like
played Gears of War.
almost like Doom as well, like how the deaths
Right.
happen.
Right. And it's like explosion. Everybody's breaking up.
Yup.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4. When does this game come out?
So September 23rd, 2025, which is my birthday.
What? Let's
Yeah,
go.
Right? Oh, that's you type. Hey, what up, 40-year-old gamer? How's it going? Let's give you a shout out, and then we'll press on. We'll press on. So one of the key things that I think they're trying to offer with Borderlands 4, oh, that was a weird button to press, is that it's going to be 4-player co-op. So I don't know if you guys have played too many co-op games or how you feel about them, but it's going to be like a live action 4-player story mode co-op. So you can play through the whole story with you and 4 buddies or 3 buddies.
Okay.
Nice.
What do you guys think of the co-op style run and gun games and stuff like that? Like Destiny was kind of similar to that, I'm assuming.
I don't know if you guys have ever played that game. It's called Army of Two, but I used to love that
Yes.
game. I love that game. Bro.
Amazing game.
Yeah, me and my brothers just like spent hours and hours playing that game. You know what I mean? That actually brought us closer as like, as siblings, you know what I mean? Because we
Yeah.
had to work together and actually cooperate to play the game.
Yeah.
So it brought us closer, and the game was so cool. The graphics were cool at the time, you know what I mean? So I like co-op games.
Absolutely. What about you, Sweaty?
I'm definitely a co-op person. But because I'm unfamiliar with Borderlands, I'm not sure how it would work. I'm totally cool for running a story mode with friends. That's like the old school days. You'd have a whole bunch of friends come over with their controllers, and you'd link up on a game. Nothing beats that. That's always a good thing. But it kind of seems like from the knowledge of the few videos I watched of it, it kind of
Yeah.
seems like they're going like a Destiny Warframe route.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. I just hope it works out for the people who were, very hyped for this game.
Well, I heard that their budget for Borderlands 4 was almost double of what it was for 3, and
Wow.
that when they came with Borderlands 3, there was a lot of people that were huge Borderlands 1 and 2 fans that were meh over the third one, and that they really tried to go back to the roots of like, hey, this is what the fans want, this is what the fans are gonna get, and that's why things like the shared loot, like so when you're playing the Borderlands 1 and 2, if I pick up something, we both get it. Right, things like that. So it's not both of us being dicks. Oh, I'm gonna take all the loot before Buddy has a chance to get it. No, it's a shared
Yeah.
loot. It's a very community driven.
Um,
Go ahead.
I think I remember seeing something online somewhere where they said that a lot of people weren't too happy about Borderlands 3, so they were hoping that Borderlands 4 kind of rectify that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really played the game, so I can't really stand in whatever corner.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
I
what I've
think
heard as well.
yeah, I think with any game developer, and I think Call of Duty fails on this one big time, is when you got a community of people that are buying your game, they're playing your game, they're spending money in your game, and they're like, hey, we don't like this feature, we don't like this function, we think this bug should get fixed or whatever like that, you should do it. Right?
Yeah,
These are the people like, I'm
absolutely.
investing in your game, just like
Right.
how we always take a minute to be like, hey, Chad, how's it going? Say hi to our buddies and stuff like that, because they're investing in our streams, right? It's just common courtesy. It's polite. Don't take your customer base for granted,
Right.
right? I think one of the things that are going to be amazing with Borderlands, though, is they're going to be coming out on the Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to have super good visuals.
So my thing is actually, and it's part of the reason why I haven't played Borderlands minus owning a PlayStation all my life. I'm not too much of a fan of their graphic style.
Really?
Hmm.
I don't know. I can't. I just can't get past it. I mean, I don't think it should be realistic, but just I'm happy they're doing their own thing and it's very individualistic. That's great, but it's just I don't know. It's not my style. It's not.
All right. I
Um,
understand that. I get it.
yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Do you agree or do you disagree?
In my opinion, sometimes a game could be like a good game, but like the graphic or like the art style isn't really your type of art style, which is why I feel like kind of veering off, but kind of tying back in. I feel like the games like you and Dingy have been playing, like the Split Fiction game and
Yeah.
like what's the other one called?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two, kind of
Yeah.
like introduce a new what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of a new gameplay style for its viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
you kind of have to get used to both of them in order to like the whole game. You know what I mean? Because you have to,
Yeah.
play on
Yeah.
both sides to play the game. So yeah, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, but more of a good thing because it's kind of like pushing the boundaries of co-op games and like different art styles and what's possible in the gaming world.
It definitely is, and that definitely makes it good. I think for the gaming community in general, it shows it's okay to still be individualistic. You don't have to follow. Oh, it's got to be realistic. It's gotta do this and that because there's
Right.
gaming trends. So the fact that games like that can still be individualistic and survive is good. It's good.
Right.
I'm just stuck in my ways.
Hey, get out of your ways, bro. Get out of your ways, bro. There's other games out there.
And good ones at that. I absolutely love what you said there, Killer. Yeah, that was a little bit profound.
Mhm.
And I couldn't agree more. Like I do agree with Sweaty. Like I do agree that the art style of certain games does like, maybe I won't give it a chance. But at the same time, like this is someone that created a game that they had the image of what they wanted, and they
Mhm.
tried to make it as best as they possibly could. And It
Yep.
Takes Two in the yeah, that was a beautifully made game. Dingy and I, like, for a game that seemed a little bit more childish, Dingy and I had so much fun playing it. Like, it was really enjoyable. It was really different, unique, and it kind of, I'd definitely play a game like that again. But if I never played it with Dingy, if it wasn't a free game that I could play with Dingy, I never would have given it a chance. It's not my style whatsoever.
Right.
And I just caught myself just having a gay old time playing the game. Like, it was
Yeah.
fun.
No, it's like one of those games where it's like it's not really sweaty or competitive. kind of like gives you a chance to like relax, unwind, and enjoy the game, not like trying to play to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not really a
Exactly.
play to win type of game. You know, you play to enjoy it, get to the next level. It's not really a gotta win, type of environment feel.
yeah, 100%. And I also think it kind of shows a lot of character of the people that make these kind of games on like s- so many people bend a knee to what's popular. All they're
Right.
trying to do is come up with the next cool, popular, trendy thing. And then there's people like Borderlands. I think that's one of them. It Takes Two and Fusion. What was the game called again?
Split Fiction.
Split Fiction. That game. They're like, no, this is the game we're gonna make. We're gonna make it as best as we possibly can, and it's gonna be awesome. And for
Right.
the people that play it, they're gonna highly enjoy it, and hopefully, people will see those gameplays, see those moments that those real people are having playing that game, and they give it a chance.
Absolutely. I
Right.
and I do agree with that because multiplayer FPS games have been taking reign in the gaming industry for a long time, and a lot of indie games are making a comeback. I mean, you look at like
Mhm.
the Little Nightmare series.
Oh yeah,
People are
I like that game.
die-hard fans of that, and now they're coming out with a third one and a different game. So it's
I mean, I
everybody's
even
got their
enjoyed.
niche.
Yeah, I even enjoyed Astrobot. Astrobot. Yeah, for the
Okay.
P5. Yeah, Astrobot was a pretty fun game. I mean, it was just like kind of a game to like try out your different function of your controller, or just to like tie something PlayStation into PlayStation.
Yeah,
But it's really an interesting, fun little game that if you really just take your time and play, you'll really enjoy it. I like those games.
yeah, 100%. Me too. Like my absolute favorite kind of game is like The Last of Us, God of War, really story driven games.
Yup.
You might never ever see me play them because I like to. It's like a movie to me. Like not only is the gameplay fun, but the story is phenomenal. The character development's awesome. The growth and stuff like that. So when I'm playing it, I like to just immerse myself. Like even when I play it, like if I'm at home on the couch, I'll literally put my headphones on just so I could really hear the and their voice and stuff like that when they're talking and like
Yeah, yeah, that's me with the Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter games. I could sit there and just
Mhm.
listen to the music.
yeah, and I think that yeah, so like to cycle back to what you're saying, Killer, is like they those are games where you can like truly just enjoy them for them,
Right.
right? So I find those games hard to stream just because I'm either invested straight into it or I'm not paying attention to the game and not really taking advantage of the story or the moment or the design of it just because it's like that's why I don't like play a lot of COD and stream at the same time is because I can't do both.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If I try to focus on both, you'll literally see my eyes. One I go to one monitor, the other I still on the game.
Yeah.
I try to like hide somewhere real quick, while I read chat,
Yeah,
because I know how I am when I like get into somebody's chat and they're like locked in and I want to be acknowledged and stuff like that. I'm like, they're taking too long. I'm out of here. But you know
Yep.
what I mean? So it's like there's times where I do, run and hide real quick just so I could read up, keep up with the chat, and then just keep on going. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to hop out because they feel like I'm neglecting the chat.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Um, and that's an artwork that is like an art, a flow. I don't know how to word it, but like I struggle with that, and it's also because I play with Dingy. He's like, my if someone's in my chat, he's like, later, bitches, and you see him running away. I'm like, man, you can't even like wait for 1 minute for me to say hi to John. John's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I think I learned reading chat pretty good because for the longest time I had one monitor and I had chat pulled up on my phone. So I'm sitting there doing this and I was keeping up with it, but now that I have the second monitor, I can still be like playing the game and also reading chat. It's weird. It's
Right.
multitasking, but it's not. It's weird. I almost like I can like control this eye to watch this one and that one to watch that one.
Fair, fair. So we'll kind of continue the conversation forward. Next up is Elden Ring Night Ring, the co-op. How do you guys feel about that? We'll quickly throw on the video just so people in chat could take a look at it. And have you guys seen anything, heard anything about it?
I have.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really played Elden Ring myself personally, so I don't have any. I don't really have any input on this.
Okay.
I could talk about this one for a minute.
Yeah, this is a little more my style of gameplay. I like the knights in shining armor and swords and shields and the exploration of it. Um, but one of the cool things is that I don't believe there's a game that's come out prior to this where there's a true co-op fashion of it, where it's like you and a buddy can go like, I almost made the gayest joke ever. We could go broke back
Yep.
and explore the woods together. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, just like the whole like knights in shining armor and stuff like that, the medieval times and the co-op factor, I think it'd be amazing because like there's a lot of sort of like war, like medieval war strategy that you could implement having the co-op design. Like one guy rushes up with a big sword, and your buddy's picking him off with a bow and arrow, and
Yeah, no, I'm obsessed with like that play style and that era or whatever you want to call it, games, Sword, Shield, Magic. But
yeah,
if you know me, you know I have a personal vendetta against Elden Ring because of how hard it is. I don't got the patience for that. I'm a get in your face kind of person, not a strategic be patient person.
This game kind of reminds me of like Ghost of Tsushima. I
yeah,
don't know
very much
how.
so.
I don't know how like closely related they are, but it looks really good.
Yeah,
I've heard Elden Ring is hard though. That's what I've heard.
yeah, super freaking hard, man.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Is
but
it harder? Is it harder than Black Myth? I don't know if you guys ever played Black Myth.
It
Wukong.
is.
It
is it-
is. Oh my god,
It's
I'm never
dark.
playing
It's
this game.
Dark Souls on crack.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
No, it looks
Right.
good though. It really looks good. But listen, the reason why I haven't started streaming Black Myth again is because my brother came over to my house to like hang out. He ends up, getting on my PlayStation and starts a new game on my saved game on Black Myth. And if you
Oh
know how hard,
no.
man, listen, I was about ready to black out, but I'm like, let me just take my time. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to it when I'm ready to stream it again. But I
Yeah.
haven't been ready. I haven't been ready.
I actually
Yeah.
stopped playing that game, I think, right at the end of Chapter 3 because Chapter 3 just absolutely pissed me off to the core.
Man, I'm telling you, some of the bosses are really hard, but it's doable though. Once you get better armor and then you'll upgrade your staff, some of these bosses are not really bosses at all, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, Night Rain. This looks good. What's the difference, if you guys don't mind me asking?
So, for me, from my understanding, it has very much the Dark Souls vibe, where it's like a very dark, gritty, super like your gameplay mechanics are going to be very much like Assassin's Creed, where you can climb walls, bounce, like a lot of fluid motions and stuff like that. But in
Right.
Dark Souls, a lot of the bosses had a very intelligent combat system. So it's like, we all go into there, we rush in the first time, the boss chops, and the third time he swings in, like, oh, jump when he swings, counter, counter, counter.
Right.
So in Elden Ring and Night Rain here, the game is designed to learn your gameplay style. So it's not that it's hard, but some people just like they hit and run. That's their style. The game will like literally like let you kind of hit and then parry you and hit you. It's like fuck sakes,
Oh.
man. You're like they're trying to set up the game to be intelligent so that we could be very fluid with the game, right? And that's also what makes it super complex.
Now that you said that, that kind of like brings upon like another question. How would you guys feel about like more AI integrated games or video games and stuff like that?
Sweaty,
Like-
go ahead.
An
It,
AI
just-
game that
it,
learns you.
it depends on what how the AI would be. So like if it's AI like learning your moves so you can't have the same play style through the game, that might be very difficult. But if it's like
Mhm.
an AI teammate who's helping you out and learns your play style and uses your play style, or you can actually command it to do something and it's real, it could go both ways. It could really
Right.
go both ways.
See,
Yeah,
and
that's kind of interesting.
yeah, I find I love the thought of AI and artificial intelligence, the integration in the gaming industry. Now, if you could have like, if you got a bunch of creators, they put it in there and they put up like, so like the bad guys are learning your style, right? They're learning the flow of the game to make the game as hard or as easy as a player that's playing it, right? Because some people just aren't as good as games, and that's fair. And some people they really like there's people out there that are killer gamers, and we all know somebody that's really good at that game or two, right?
Yep.
So I think if they're using it to make the quality of games better, I'm all for it. Now, if they're using it to do the artwork, if they're using it for like to create the dynamic on which the game is played, no, because those are the things that you really need a human's touch to put the character into the voices, to put the soul into the face, right?
Oh, definitely.
AI can do a great job, and maybe we might not notice, but you always know a game or a movie where it's really, really well done. We always talk about that one movie that came out at that time. It's like, oh man, the CGI was phenomenal, right? We pander to those great moments in gaming, and if we could have that in movies, if we could have those moments in gaming, whether it's AI generated or man generated, as long as it has that human feel, I'm okay with it. But I love the thought of intelligent gaming. I hate games where you learn like, okay, you always wait for the third swing and parry and you hit the guy.
Yeah, where you have to learn just one specific pattern. I don't
Yeah.
have the patience for that. I don't. And I have a surprise special guest with me. That's on my lap.
Hey, at least you're finally getting some pussy.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I'm not gonna
My
respond to
man.
that.
You walked into it. You walked into
I
it.
did. I walked right into that. No, this is my diabetic kitty. His name is Zorro. He never bothers me when I'm on my chair, but he climbed across my PC and here he is on my lap.
He wants to get some shine.
Yeah.
Speaking of AI, speaking of AI, right? I wanted to touch base on this real quick before we move on. What do you guys think about those games that are like the interactive games where you like choose like how you want the game to progress throughout the
Like
story?
Fable?
Yeah, like Fable games.
Absolutely love them. Love the
Yeah.
games. I love the fact that you could play the game, just have fun, play the game, and then like in Fable, I would always try to be like a good guy the first time, neutral the second time, and a bad guy the third time, and literally you get a different game all three times.
Right.
Whereas a game like God of War, no matter what, you're just playing from A to Z. And cool, the story's great, the game's fun, but the playability, you go to play that game that you already beat once, it's gonna be the same ending the second time, 9 times out of the 10. Where nowadays with technology, they're coming out with like exactly like the Fable style of game where they learn, they adapt, they grow with you, making it a lot more immersive, a lot more a higher chance of playing it again and enjoying it again truly.
Right.
So are
What's
you
your
guys
thoughts on
talking
that?
about like choice-based games?
Yeah, like the choice-based games. I like games like that.
So it depends the game, because I mean, if we're talking like turn-based, I'm not too into those. But I started playing Avowed, and Avowed,
Beautiful game.
the choices you make in the story and who you interact with are affect the game. I mean, there was one point I didn't do something and I burnt down a whole city. So those kinds of games I think are really cool because they make you
Right.
think. And like you guys said, there's a multitude of ways where the game could change or the story could change in an instant second.
So
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
yeah, I think it's super fun and clever. So Night Rain's supposed to be one of those kind of games where the story changes depending on how you play. The thing that I can't truly wrap my head around is it's also co-op and three-person co-op. So if all three of us are playing, the decisions we make as a group will affect the overall story. So like if you're being a jerk, he's being a super nice guy, and I'm being neutral, what happens? Like, oh, was that a big yawn or a big sneeze?
I don't know. It's kind of like in between.
Okay. So I don't owe you a bless you then.
Thank you, Looker. You don't know how part it. Coach is on his game. But
Yeah.
I feel like they could do something with those games, like a AI kind of simulated game with the choice based. You know what I mean? So therefore, like if you make a choice, the AI would know you make a choice before you can't remake the same choice, or it kind of walks you down a certain path if you've already been making a certain choice already. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they should make more games like that. 'Cause I feel like we haven't really been seeing games like that. I don't know if you guys ever played Hitman. They
I
kind of had
Yeah.
a
have.
I love that game. They kind of had like a chance to like, turn Hitman into a game like that. Yes and no. You know what I mean? Because once you kill somebody a certain type of way, the game kind of like progresses in that manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
should definitely make more games like that. I'd be more interested in playing those games.
Yeah. I think Night Rain might be right up your alley then. From the clips that I saw, it is literally a rage-filled game, but the AI and the intelligence of the game and the playability is supposed to be through the roof.
Right.
What's one thing you all love or hate about the co-op design within a game like Night Rain? A very story-based game, like it's a story, and it's a co-op story that kind of like adapts to your gameplay. Is there anything that you could see that you'd love about that or hate about that while playing with your buddy?
I have a very good comparison. So
Okay.
years ago in the old Call of Duties, you had like survival mode. You'd be able to play with your buddies. You'd do a couple rounds of survival where you'd go against whatever generated characters you have to go against. I feel like this is that, but it's Elden Ring. Um, and there's it's a little more upgraded. There's worlds you go to. It's not just survival. Um, so I think it is I would enjoy the game if I had people to play with. And I think it is good for the co-op industry as well, because there's not very many games like Elden Ring that are co-op or can even do something like that. I mean, I think the
Right.
closest thing we had might be For Honor, and that's still way
Hmm.
way back in technological progression.
How about that game that came out not too long ago, Warhammer, I think it's called. Is that
Y-
like similar or no?
It's similar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a
Um,
little bit.
For Honor and Warhammer, I think both games missed their mark. Both games they were on my radar. Like, oh, this looks like it could be a good game. Like I was getting pumped up, and when the game got released, I'm like, no, good
Yeah.
try.
Right. I think that's exactly what happened to Warhammer because a friend of mine got it. I was watching them play, and then I'm like one of those people. I'm like, but would I play this game myself? Probably not.
Yeah,
So
and that's a sad reality of it. And then I also feel like both of those games had so much potential, and I felt like they were afraid to say like, "Oh, we're gonna have to push it 6 months," whether it's because of like funding, whether it's because of the community or whatever like that. But they just needed more time to really polish the game,
right.
and they never did. And then it bombed on sales, and then they didn't have the money to fix it after the sales. Like Cyberpunk, they
Yep.
supposedly they fixed it, um, but if the game didn't generate enough at the beginning, they could never fix it because the funding, the dream was gone, the team's dismantled, and
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right. Which is why I
Um,
feel like GTA 6 is gonna do so well. Because I feel like they took the time that they needed. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's one of those situations where if the game does flop, it's all their fault. You know what I mean? Because they had the
Yep.
funding, they had the time, you know what I mean? And then they had the minds, the team to put it together. So it's one of those games where it's like it's gonna do well, I believe.
okay, okay.
I think it will. I think it will.
So out of the three games, we have GTA 6, we have Borderlands 4, and we have Night Rain, Elder's Ring. Which ones are you buying? Which ones are you not?
I'm definitely buying GTA 6. Absolutely. That's a game everybody's been waiting for that one. And I've been waiting for that one because I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing GTA since I was even old enough to play GTA. So
That
that
overhead view.
right. So that's that's automatically gonna go into the vault.
Yep.
But I think the runner up for me would be I believe it would be Borderlands because it's like I said before, it gives me like the apex and the Gears of War kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So I want to give it a chance. And a lot of people are claiming that it's gonna be better than 3.
Yeah.
So I could just cut out the middleman. You know what I mean?
Fair. What about you, Sweaty?
I'm definitely getting GTA 6. That's for certain. Borderlands, I'm gonna have to pass on. I mean, maybe if it comes out, I mean, I like the play style and everything like that, but I don't think it's a game for me. Maybe I'll give it a chance, but I'd like to give Elden Ring Night Rain a chance. If you know me, you know how much I despise Elden Ring, but it would be a really cool twist on the game to get people like me who don't like much of a challenge to actually have a fair chance to experience the game.
See,
Uh,
and,
I thought about the Elden Ring as you guys were talking about it, because like I said, I'm not familiar with Elden Ring, so I can't really say. But if it's anything like Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'd be interested.
the physical movement, the mechanics, the fighting dynamic is going to be very, very similar. It's just a lot more complex. And where Assassin's Creed, you know how in some parts of the game it's very open. It doesn't tell you, oh, you got to go over there to go find that guy. It's just kind of like you have to figure out what you got to do next.
Right.
The whole game's going to be like that. It's very, you have to like, oh, if they give you a clue, make a note of it to remember that that's your clue to go and find it, or else you have to go back and see that clue again.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a very challenging game. I think it's going to be very hard. I would absolutely, out of the 3 games, I'm probably the most pumped for that one.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, you really are a story-based game kind of guy.
100%.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
like the medieval, the magic, the swords and shields, and all that stuff. Like I love that stuff. Where
Right.
GTA, like I'm from the hood. I grew up with cars, like car chases and shootings and shit like that. I'm like, I did
I don't know
that.
about
I'm good.
I don't know about flying cars though, Coach.
Is there flying cars in GTA 6?
I mean, there's flying cars in GTA 5. I don't think they'll go
Okay.
backwards.
Fair. Yeah, there's no flying cars in my hood.
I'd hope not.
So, yeah, well, I'd be impressed, man. It'd be cool. So yeah, we kind of have that all wrapped up in that. Oh, I scrolled way to the top by accident. That way to the top. My bad, guys.
Take your time.
What the? Oh, that's the. Now I'm at the very bottom. I'm gonna scroll slowly. So now, my favorite part of the podcast, the speed round.
Let's go.
We're gonna take turns. Killer, you're gonna go first. Sweaty, you're gonna
Okay.
go second. I'm gonna ask a question. Try to answer as quickly as you can. Feel free to elaborate if you want to. And we're gonna see how this goes for everybody.
Oh.
What's the one game that got you hooked on streaming? Watching streamers.
The one game that got me hooked on streaming and watching streamers was probably Apex Legends, because that's the only game that I wanted to watch other people play when it came to streaming. And then when I finally started streaming, that's the first game I started streaming. So that's me.
What about you, Sweaty?
Okay, for me, Call of Duty. When the original Warzone was out, I was top dog. And I wanted to show it off to the world, because who doesn't like a good Call of Duty clip? And it may be very hypocritical of me, but as a streamer, I do not watch other streamers. So there's not really a game that was like I saw somebody play going, hey, I wanna start streaming. It was an epiphany to me one day, and here we are.
Yeah. And my answer, Call of Duty was exactly it for me too. But I didn't. I started streaming, and then I started meeting streamers. Like, hey, this guy's cool. I'm gonna watch you. Oh, and I started watching streamers because I was streaming and just falling into the community. And then you meet people. Hey, this guy's super cool, and yeah, throw in a couple of good streamers, watch some videos while I do some whatever. Right? Like, I just found it super entertaining because there's a plethora of just super cool people out there in the world, and I'd like to know more of them.
Right.
Yup.
Absolutely.
Killer, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened on your chat? In stream, or to you in stream?
I think the funniest thing, or is the funniest ongoing joke now that's happened to me in stream, is while I was playing Fortnite, the pickle skin. The pickle skin was one of the skins that I was playing with, And then I'm like one of those people. I like to joke around, fool around when I'm on stream, having fun or whatever. And then I was playing as a skin, and then I made a joke. I forgot who picked it up. I believe one of my followers, fellow streamers, she plays, picked it up. I pretty much said she knows I'm a big deal, baby, and then that kind of like stuck. You know what I mean? Because it's like a play
Okay,
on
okay.
words. She knows I'm a big deal, but she knows I'm a big deal. And
Yeah.
then I kind of like named it Big Deal as like the name for when I'm choosing the skin, and that kind of
Yeah.
like just stuck. And ever since then, they refer to me as Big Deal or Chef because I like cook and then show the stream. A lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's cool.
W
What about you,
streamers, love my chat.
my man? What about you, Sweaty?
This is I tried so hard not laughing. I had the perfect answer. So when I first started streaming, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, I
Yeah,
was still a
Blizzard.
little underground, maybe only 2 to 3 viewers. I'm doing my thing, whatever, and I see my buddy in my chat say, "Who's mooning the stream right now?" And I looked at my camera, and my brother was changing, not realizing I was still live, and mooned my entire stream.
Wow,
Wow.
baby. You're lucky you're
Okay.
still on here. It could have been some. You could have been sweaty orangutan too.
Yeah. Well, technically, he's Sweaty Orangutan 1, so maybe he did get the boot.
Oh
You're
yeah,
right.
right.
So GTA launches, you pop on Twitch, you turn it on. What's the first thing you're doing in the new Vice City?
I'm gonna
Killer?
do the yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I do for like every GTA. You know what I mean? I pretty much start the game up. I jump in, whether I'm jumping in like the campaign or like the open world, and I'm just killing people randomly. I'm crashing cars. You know what I mean? I'm doing what everybody wants to do in GTA when they get on. They want to
Fuckery.
do things that they can't do in real life. Exactly.
Yep.
My
Exactly.
man.
The fuckery. They want to do things that they can't do in real life and not get in trouble for it. And then after that, I'm gonna check out the game.
No, my man. I think that. What about you, Sweaty?
I probably have kind of around the same answer. I'd hop in the story mode first and explore,
That's easy.
see what differentiates 6 from 5. You know how interactive it
Man,
is, and once I test their ability on how they did, then I'm gonna start with the fuckery. You know.
Totally fair.
you gotta
Killer,
try it out.
you're frozen a little bit.
Oh, I don't know why I froze.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
It's not throw it out there. So it's there you go.
Oh,
It's an average evening. You're gonna be going live in 20 minutes, half an hour. Do you guys have like a favorite hype song or a kickoff song to your stream that you guys are gonna go to every time? Let's start with you this time,
no,
Sweaty.
no,
Oh,
no.
no, go
No,
ahead,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say what. Because for me, I don't know. Because I always like we said, we always like to try to plan our streams ahead of time before we get on. But things don't always work the way they're supposed to work. You know what I mean? So it's like you could spend 30 minutes taking care of everything that you need to take care of, and the minute you hit start streaming, all of a sudden, like just like right now, technical
Yeah,
difficulties. Your camera will cut out. Your microphone will stop working. Not too long ago, one of my viewers had to help me out with my headphones because my headset. I actually just got these headsets not too long ago, so now I'm completely wireless. But then I have to keep going back and switching to HDMI TV instead of 850X headphones. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that way, my whole stream could hear the gameplay, my audio, the chat. I mean, the chat, the other people in party chat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Pretty much, they could hear everything all in one. That's how we would want it to be. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But a lot of times it doesn't work like that, and we just gotta stream it out. Just stream it
Fair.
out.
What about you, Sweaty? What's your go-to song to kick off a Twitch stream?
You already know the answer to this. But for all the new people here, I actually made my own intro, and I am
Oh,
rapping
WA.
on it. Um,
Oh, let's go.
and it's pretty cool. I had somebody make some animations for me, and it looks really cool. I actually have this ongoing thing I'm trying to do is actually turn the intro into a full song and make a music video for it.
Nice.
I think that'd be a really cool addition to the Sweaty Orangutan name, but that is 100% my go-to.
So both the podcast, the intro song to the podcast and my stream, I created them as my as well. Wrote the lyrics, sung the songs for both of them. I did a voice changer just because Yeah, auto tune's your best friend when you don't have pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I created both mine as well, so I think it's super cool. It's super original, like especially yours because it's like yeah, it's more fun and flavorful and or like original. Where mine's more
Look,
mainstream is sounding
Cameron just
ish.
want me to be great.
But
You
we think
know,
you're great like that.
we almost made it. You know what I mean, all the way through without having technical difficulties. But look at us now.
Yep.
No worries. We'll just
And
roll with
I'm,
it.
I'm telling you, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have a technical difficulty. Lock it in, guys. Lock it
Yeah,
in,
lock it in.
chat. Somebody clip that.
So hypothetically, your pockets are just stuffed full of money. Do you guys have a quick off the top of your head streaming setup that you could describe quickly? Sweaty, you go first this time.
Like a dream setup.
Yeah.
Oh, so I already have like something played out in my head. I have to have like an L-shaped desk in front of a window with 3 monitors and some like sweaty orangutan merch showing off, even if it's like an LED light in the background that has my name on it. You know, something like as so simple and stupid as that. I'm not a fancy person, but if I could like have my streaming setup, wake up in the morning, sit at the computer, see the sunrise. Oh yeah,
I dig it.
I'm a
What about
winner.
you, Killer?
Sounds good. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the MSI monitor arms and monitors. I feel like I
Yeah.
would get something like that. I like the curved monitor
Okay.
looks like the OLED ones. I'm like more like the minimalistic type of guy, you know what I mean? I like nice things, but I don't like clutter, you know what I mean? So it's
I'm
like
the same
I
way,
like things
man.
yeah, I like things for them to be in place. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with like those little desk. It's kind of like a desk display. It's called the room, if I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it right. Yeah, I wanted to get one of those just to like have everything look like it's uniform, unison, and flush.
I
Yeah.
respect it. I respect it.
And for me, I'd love to have a podcasting room, like an actual like with
Let's
couches,
go.
with live guests, microphones hanging from the ceiling,
Yeah.
super
Nice.
simplistic, and just a big giant DNL logo in the background. I think that'd be amazing. Can't afford it. Unfortunately, my kids got to eat every day, so priorities, right?
Unfortunately, he says.
Yeah. Well, I tried telling them like, you guys ate yesterday, and but Dad, we get hungry every day.
They're not going for it.
Yeah, not at all. Um, so I don't know if you guys have seen like been in other people's streams and you see like cool emotes and stuff like that. If you could pick an emote that you wish you got from someone else, that you created it, is there any emotes that stand out on the top of your head?
Ooh.
There we
There's
go.
actually a couple. I really like. I don't know who makes it for her, but Jinx emotes. I like
Okay.
the style of her emotes. So if I could either learn how to do that myself or
Mhm.
have something of that general style myself, I think that would be really cool.
As far as emotes, I started making my emotes myself. I always wanted to try like different characters and stuff, but I never knew if I was gonna get in trouble by Twitch or anything like that. If I like made an emote that was like, not I guess if I had
Copyrighted?
permission, yeah, copyrighted or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was always scared and kind of skeptical to like make emotes like that. So I pretty much just use my own face, which is where my face emote came from. So a lot of times when I hop in people's chats, I'll drop this emote or I'll drop the emote of my dog, Coda. I dropped that emote, but these are emotes that I made for myself, that I created,
Yeah.
that I knew
That's
for a
awesome,
fact
man.
I couldn't get copyrighted for it. So I made my own emotes, I made my own banners, I made my own wallpaper, I made everything.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's 100% the same here. I found out you could actually pay people to make them. I was like, oh, I'm gonna look into that, and then I saw what they were gonna charge, and I was like, I'm gonna make my own.
Right. You're forced to make your own. You're
Yeah,
forced to make your own.
right. I absolutely love the Looker Love and the Much Love ones, and then of course, just because I'm biased, the DNL logo. But
Yeah,
the
but
Looker Love, I
oof.
splash that everywhere. But if I could steal somebody's, it would be Dingy's duck butt shaking one that he made. Yeah, hype. Dingy's literally gotten subs from people he didn't know just because they wanted his emote to use.
That's
That's good.
awesome. That's awesome.
Like, if that's not saying that you got a good emote, I don't know what does.
No, yeah, definitely that. Because
Yeah,
there's
no,
some people after you're like, sorry, go ahead, Sweaty.
No, you're good. The one I posted in, Patrick going, ha 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 ha. If you know me
Yeah.
and you watch my streams, I ha 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 all night long. So I think that's, probably one of my favorites. That's a good addition to my sense of humor and take on everything.
Yeah, I think
Very
definitely
nice.
the emote is definitely like one of those ways where you could express yourself and your community could like join in and like, chatting with you in the way that you like to be chatted through your emotes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and
It's a
like you said
different way of
about somebody
expression.
subscribing. Yeah, so there's some people who I try to go back to go and find those emotes that I use, and I realized it was a subbed emote, and I have to go back to their channel and sub again if I want to use them.
Yeah.
So
I feel that one. So, kind of on the topic of subs, what's the craziest sub, viewer donation, or anything like that you guys have ever gotten?
I think for me it was like not so long ago actually. It was kind of like a 2-for-1 type of thing. One of my streamer friends, but he's supporting the stream. We're having like a good time in chat. Everything is going well and stuff like that. And people are dropping biddies and then we're having a good time. And then he gifted a sub. And then after that, he subbed right after himself. You know what I mean? So like I was kind of like 2 subs on one stream. And for me, I'm just starting out. I'm still fresh. I'm still new at this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that
Yeah.
So
was big.
every sub, every bit, everything means a lot to me. You know what I mean? So for me getting 2 subs back to back,
Absolutely.
I almost did a backflip if I knew how to do one.
Ah!
I'm telling you.
What
I
about
was
you,
gonna
Spuddy?
Oh man, I still remember this and I ain't never gonna forget it. I got a raid from a partner streamer with 720 people.
I remember that.
Um
oh
and
wow.
and it was around the time one of my friends passed away, and between bits and subs they probably gifted me about $200 worth of
Wow.
stuff. And at that point I was kind of questioning streaming, and that was my don't stop, you can't stop now moment.
Yeah.
Um, if anybody knows the streamer Thorlar, he was the one who rated out to me. I was actually just playing a simple game, TCG Card Shop Sim. So
Shout out Thorlar.
Yeah, there we go. And for me is I got on 2 different occasions 5 gifted subs, and both times we were on a podcast episode. It was literally right before the end. I'm going, oh my god, like beside myself, so pumped up. Yeah, because like none of us are huge streamers and stuff like that. So
yeah,
when you do
yeah.
get something, like
Wait. Hold on. Let me just stop you right there, coach. Yes, we are. We're all huge streamers. You are, Sweaty Orangutan, Kill Player 13, huge streamers. We're not just here for no reason. We're here for a reason. We're
my
Yes.
delivering
man,
great content. You know what I mean? We have W community sitting here supporting us in chat. We're not sitting by ourselves. So yes, we are. We're definitely W streamers, great streamers. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
I gotta clip that shit. Love the energy. Love the energy. I'm gonna see. He thinks so.
No. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I just like yeah, I don't want to
He
like
ain't
toot my own
wrong.
horn or try to be humble, right? Humble
No,
pie.
a lot of times I feel like we like sell ourselves short because we're not like up there with everybody with like 900K or whatever the reasonable number. I think because honestly, for me, one streamer for me or one viewer, I should say, is enough to keep my
Yeah,
stream going. That's enough to keep
yeah,
my stream going. I don't need to have 1,000 people in there, and I feel like that's
Absolutely.
what like a lot of people were like discouraged in the beginning to stop streaming because I feel like I almost stopped streaming in the beginning because I felt like, man, what am I doing? I don't have anybody who's watching me. I'm just streaming and talking to myself and all this stuff. But now I have a community of people who legitimately support me. You know what I mean? Who keep pushing me, who keep motivating me and stuff like that. And me thinking that I'm not a big streamer is kind of like an insult to them in their time because they put their time aside to come and watch me interact with me. So me just saying that, oh, I'm not a big streamer doesn't really sit right with me. So you guys are all big streamers, FYI.
absolutely love that energy, man. And you keep talking like that, I'm gonna start have to call you coach.
Nah, coach, you the
Just
you the
saying.
coach. Nah, it's you, coach. That's you. That's all you.
So super controversial, and I wish Dingy was here to see it. But here's my next big question: Burger King or Wendy's for post-stream munchies?
Wendy's all day.
What? What?
All right, I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm one of those guys like I don't really like the fast food, but if I have to, Gonna be Wendy's.
What?
Yeah.
Neither
Digi
of
would be
those
behind
would be my
himself
first
right
choice.
now.
Neither of those would be my first choice, but if I had to
And
pick, it'd be Wendy's.
and it has to be like a fish sandwich because I don't eat meat. Fish
Really?
sandwich. Yeah, I don't eat meat.
Okay,
I
I
would
dig
not
that.
go to Wendy's for a fish sandwich. Absolutely
I
not.
mean, I wouldn't go to any fast food restaurant for a fish sandwich, but if I
You're
had to
right.
go, I'm going to Wendy's.
You're
Yeah.
right.
I love fish. I eat a lot of fish on a fairly regular basis, and the amount of times I've had people ask me like, we'll go to Subway or whatever, and like, oh Robert, like how come you never get the tuna sandwiches? You always like tuna. Like I eat a lot of tuna in that, and I'm like, but nobody ever gets the tuna. Like you have no idea on how when they open that fish up, they put it in that bowl, and how long it's been sitting there, just getting dry and crusty on the top. Like, is the lady gonna peel off the crusty part to dig for the less crusty stuff? Like.
Oh my god! So when you
I'll
put it
pass.
like that, you put it like that. All right.
But it's one of those things. Like you eat fish, like you know that you have to like be careful. It's like chicken. Fish and chicken are very similar, where you have to like handle it properly. Like yeah, you just have to handle it properly. And just a bucket full of day old tuna in a can at Subway, just
Yeah,
I don't know.
Working in retail and actually, funny enough, working with seafood, there's definitely a lot of regulations in depending the company.
Yeah,
As for Subway, I'm not sure, but I did work in a deli and they do replace those pretty often. But if it's getting to the point where it's crusty at the top, that should just be it shouldn't be stirred and mixed. That's got to be thrown out, and you better make some fresh stuff because that's
yeah.
not it.
So for both of you guys, and I'm gonna start with you, Sweaty, for the first one.
Okay.
Why did you pick your Twitch username, or how did you pick your Twitch username?
To be quite honest with you, I don't really have like a definite answer for that. So I knew I wanted to stream and but I wanted a name that people would remember and that was kind of edgy but not, it's something that you hear that name, they're gonna remember it and then just I was at work one day and I'm like sweaty orangutan. That's it. And
My man.
it's been validated to me ever since. Every time somebody hears that name, they're like, "Dude, I'm not gonna forget that name."
So just before I ask you there, Killer, it's because of you that I know how to spell orangutan. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
What about you, Killer? How'd you pick your name?
Well, my name is kind of like at least a decade and a half years old now because I actually picked my username when I used to have an Xbox, and that was like back in I don't know 2000 and I don't
13?
know. No, I think it was way before then, to be honest.
Okay.
But at the time, I was 13 years old when I picked
Okay.
it. You know what I mean? And Killer Player. So, and it was also like a play on words because I was also into books and reading and literature and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
wanted something to like have like a double entendre type of meaning. So when you say kill a player, it's like you kill a player. And when you say kill a player, it's like I'm a killer player. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
killer player. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a double meaning for my not my eyes looking squeaked like that. Well, I look surprised. But that's how I actually came up with my screen name, and it kind of like stuck because people call me Killer or Killer Player or KP all the time, so it became something that pretty much went with who I was. And then even
Yup.
my if you look in my chat emotes and stuff like that, my chat badges, I think my sub badges, yeah, my sub badges are like a knife, and it has like a gun. For like the first month is a knife, the second month is like a gun, the third month I believe is like a shotgun, the fourth month I believe is like a assault rifle. Yeah, so that's how I decided to go about. So kind of like
That's
is in a
awesome.
theme. It's in like a theme of my
Yeah.
of my name. So I had Killer Player 13 since I was 13 years old.
That's awesome.
That's super cool.
It's been stuck with me a while now.
I wish I had a cool story like both of you guys. It's literally my last name, my area code.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
For exactly the same reasons why you guys picked yours and stuff like that. Like how many people that have a name Looker? Like that's literally my last name. And then the Looker 204 has a really nice ring. It's very unique. There's not like I didn't have to struggle to lock that in on every single platform around.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's like original. It's me. And I thought it fit. My original gamer tag was Peanutty Buddy 2_0_0_0_0_0_0.
God
And that's
damn.
also my email address at the time. And
I'm-
try
I'm not,
typing.
I'm not gonna follow you, and I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna look you up, and I'm never gonna look you up.
You wouldn't be able to spell it. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to spell it. And like
Alright.
the job that I have now in 2003, I applied for that job with that email address, and I didn't get the job simply because they like my email address went off the thing and fell off. And back then, you'd have to manually type it in so they couldn't see the end of my email address to respond back to my email. And if it wasn't for me just
wow.
following up like 2 weeks
my
later,
God.
right? And I got the job. They're like, in my interview, I gave them my resume. They're like, oh, you should have seen this one guy. His email address literally went all the way across the paper and continued on the other side. And I got my resume in my hand. All
You're the
embarrassed,
guy.
like, that was me. But I got the job right. Okay, look.
At least you got the job.
Man.
Yeah, and I've
See
been
that,
there pretty
yeah.
much ever since.
Yeah. So Killer Player 13 is pretty much. It's funny enough. Wait, hold on. For 2 seconds, chat.
Yeah,
It's gonna be worth it.
That's a plush looking pillow he has there, man.
Very comfortable.
Back support's key.
I love the fact that he could hear, like that he brought his headset so he could hear me.
Yeah.
So here, I'll
So I was so in love with my yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that, chat.
Color Player 13.
Yep. Literally a license plate.
That's
For my-
awesome.
for my
Nice.
car.
That's
Keeping it-
awesome.
keeping
And why
it-
isn't that mounted up behind you, man?
You know what? It's only because I use my green screen almost daily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I'm able to like kind of like, cause my background's kind of bland. I don't really like that. I want to have like one of those neon signs, and I
Yeah.
want to have more like
Yep.
decorative pieces and stuff like that. So until then, I'm just keep the green screen up.
I'm the same way.
Fair.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You could safety pin it to it though, like because I
Oh,
have
no.
a green screen.
No, my green screen is actually a pull up.
Yeah, so
It's
is
like-
mine.
Oh, yours is a pull up green screen?
Well, yeah, mine's like mounted to the ceiling and it like hangs down.
Oh, it hangs down. Mine comes from the floor up, so it's collapsible. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
Mine,
sick.
I literally have
Yeah.
to like roll it up and clip it so it stays up when I'm not streaming.
No,
Oh,
it doesn't.
no.
Mine, I can literally collapse it down, and then it falls back into like a shell of like a rolled. You know what I mean? And it has
Yeah.
it has two latches on each side where I could just latch it and then just close the. But I stream daily, so therefore it's like, why put it down? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
My
I'm
man,
gonna
I
put it
feel
down.
that.
But
Okay, so what's one game you guys would never stream, no matter what? Something that's more mainstream that you see other people playing and stuff like that that you would never do.
Ooh. I gotta think about
Oh.
that one.
that's a good question, right? Yeah, that is a good question. Something I've seen people play, I would never stream.
Marvel
Damn.
Rivals.
Coach. Oh wow, that's out of left field. I didn't think it was gonna say that.
I actually agree with them.
Oh wow, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? No, I like Marvel Rivals. I don't stream it, but I like playing it. You know what I mean? On my off time, off stream.
Yeah,
But one game, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I think I'd have to like play the game and hate it. You know what I mean? For real, to never
Yeah.
want to stream it. Because I would
Okay.
stream anything really. You know what I mean? I give anything a chance, and if a viewer wants to see it, because you never know what kind of audience you could pull in by playing a game you naturally wouldn't play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
totally fair. Totally
You know what I
fair.
mean? But I'll definitely give it a try just to make sure I hate it.
Just to make sure I
Okay.
hate it.
Yeah,
Gotta
Um,
make sure.
Yeah, I gotta make sure.
There's a gay joke in there somewhere. Just saying, man.
I don't know. I don't know, Sweaty. I don't know. Look, you're gonna have
I
to
just
let
gotta
me
try
know.
it once to make sure I don't like it. I'm teasing. I'm teasing, man.
Killing
What's
me.
do you guys ever have you guys ever eaten? Yeah. Have you guys ever eaten on stream?
I
If
have.
so, what's the
Oh, yeah.
weirdest thing you've eaten on stream?
Guilty. The weirdest thing I've eaten on stream, I don't know. I eat so much things on, but then again, I'm Caribbean too, though. So it's like there's a lot of things that I do eat. You know what I mean? That I guess normally Americans wouldn't find appealing or appetizing. But
Yup.
I eat on stream all the time. The latest thing I ate on stream was seafood. Did I eat that on
Nice.
stream? Oh no, I lied. I showed it to the chat, and then I ate it off stream. Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm always snacking. They know me.
I've tried. I don't know if it's authentic Caribbean food, but we have like a Caribbean restaurant in like where I live, and they have phenomenal food. You
Nice.
have to think outside the box. It's some of it looks a little like that doesn't look like food to me, and you have to like spicy, like a lot of like flavor,
Mhm.
very strong flavors. And if
Right.
you like both of those, or you can get past both of those, the flavor combinations, the diversity of the food is phenomenal.
Right.
Like Caribbean food, from what I've had, ooh, minty.
Gotta try it. Really, like he said, sweaty. I'm sweaty. Looker is right because it really will make you sweaty if you don't like spice. That's what
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
spice, and you know what's funny? That's what my answer was gonna be. I ate a habanero on stream,
Ooh.
and that was fun. But I love trying different foods. I love spice. Um, there's actually this place by my house again, like Looker. I don't know if it's actually like Caribbean. I think it's more Jamaican, but it's called Caribbean Kitchen. My favorite thing
Mm.
to get there is the Jamaican jerk chicken Alfredo, but they got like oxtail, and they got a bunch of other stuff that I personally might not try. But like Looker said, you got to get past, what it might look like, and
Mhm.
take a trip down to Flavor Town.
But
Yeah, that's true.
even the
Sometimes we might judge something based on the appearance, and then after you try it, like, oh man, I'm glad I did that.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Like even the food that isn't spicy for Caribbean food, I find it's very spice full. Right? It's very bold. Like a lot of my family are like, a pinch of salt, that's all the flavor everybody gets. Like, what? What? No, man, I want a little rubs, I want herbs, I want this. Like, load that bad boy up. I want a little flavor in every bite, not just like, salt.
No, all
Yeah.
the flavor. Give me all the flavor. Don't invite me to the cookout. There's no flavor, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Man.
don't follow the
Really.
stereotype. I need
No,
flavor.
I'm telling you. But you gotta be able to distribute the flavor right. But if you know what you're doing, man,
And balance
trust me.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
hypothetically, right now, you guys got a raid from like a big streamer, crazy streamer, whether it was 1,000 people or 10 people, doesn't matter. But who'd be a super cool streamer for you to get a raid by?
Super cool streamer for me to get rated by is probably like, I don't know. I follow this one girl. Her name's Emily CC. She's the girl who's like, she has a stream that's like ongoing and on lasting. Like she
Yeah.
never gets off live. Emily
Okay.
CC or I show Speed too. Speed's community is insane.
Yeah, speed would be good. I'm thinking like for me, if we're going like top tier like speed, probably be somebody like Queso.
Okay. I respect it.
See, I don't actually have 90% of the streamers I watch and follow and stuff like that are our size, just regular people, regular streamers and stuff like that. One of my favorite people for like when they raid and stuff like that would either be Boyfriend or Black Ram Gaming.
Yeah.
Just for the fact of like they're both very energetic people, very hype and stuff like that. And when they come in, like their chat, that's what they're used to. Everybody's just big and they're super chatty and very vocal and stuff like that. So just the energy that they would bring to your chat stream, I'd be beside myself, tickled pink.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
Both
definitely.
streamers are awesome.
Yeah, no, certain communities are really like, so it may not be like massive, but the energy is so big for the
Yeah.
amount of people, you know what I mean, that's there, where it feels like you're one of those streamers, you know what I mean? Like, like you said earlier, Looker, like you're not a big, you are, but if you want to feel like you got 90K streamers, 90K viewers in there, you got to have those people with big energy in your stream, constantly showing up, constantly showing you, that
Absolutely.
they're here for you, delivering that energy. And then once other people jump in there, strangers, lurkers, people who don't normally come into your stream,
Yeah.
they start to feel a certain vibe. You can feel a vibe through your phone. You can feel a vibe through the desktop, through your iPad, wherever you're watching the stream from. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on who you have in chat in your community that's willing to like keep the engagement going, even if things are starting to,
100%.
Yeah, I feel that, man. So when the days grow long and streaming gets tough, what's the what keeps you guys streaming when you're starting to get burnt out or you're starting to like not have as much passion in that day, that week, or whatever like that for it?
Comfort game. 100% a
Ooh.
comfort game. It helps bring me back to my roots on where this whole journey started in the first place, before I even knew I was gonna take this journey. Um,
Mm.
and if I had to choose a game, probably like I mentioned before, Jack and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank. Those are my childhood games, and no matter how many times I play them, 10 out of 10 every time.
Honestly, I'm not sure because the reason me for me, I feel like I get on the stream to interact with the people that I met through Twitch. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
now I kind of feel like a small obligation to get on there because when I go a day or 2 days or 3 days, 4 or 5 days maybe, because I don't even go that long anymore. When I don't stream, I kind of miss those people, and then those people
Yeah,
are kind of like, "Hey, Killer, where you been? Caper, where you been?" And I don't want to feel like I'm letting anybody down. And then
right.
I also
Feel
enjoy.
guilty.
Right. I also enjoy being here. I also enjoy interacting with everybody. So it kind of feels like I'm missing out on something. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily, maybe before, like I said, when I had that small little, period of time where I feel like, what am I doing this for? I almost quit streaming. You know what I mean? That was like that small little window. Now those type of feelings or emotions are not even there. They're almost non-existent to basically the overall picture, the overall, you know what I mean, goal
Yeah,
of what it's become now. Because it's bigger than me now. You know what I mean? Because streaming actually changed people's lives.
It
Some people
does.
actually pick up streaming on based on oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this just for fun, and then it turns into something totally different. You know what I mean? So I just show up for my viewers and for like the other streamers who show up for me. You know what I mean?
I do the
love
same
it.
thing. I agree.
So that's what keeps me going. What keeps me going is actually the viewers, not because the game or whatever. But I want to be here with everybody.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think that's why maybe one of the reasons why I gravitate towards both of you guys is naturally and stuff like that, just because that that energy that you both bring on your streams and stuff like that. So that's super cool. To dive in that a little bit deeper, if you were able to talk to yourself from a week before you started streaming, go all the way back to the beginning, what advice would you give yourself for your day one?
On my day one, I feel like, well, first and foremost, I would say just take your time, relax, and be patient. Because I feel like a lot of times, I feel like for people who start streaming, they're like really looking for like instant gratification. You know what I mean? And a
Hmm.
lot of times, just trying to accumulate. And another thing, I don't want to keep veering off, but like
Go,
now
go,
that you're
yeah.
actually now that you actually these questions, it really puts into perspective for you like who do you have as supporters in real life? You know what I mean? Before you meet anybody on Twitch or before you start to build a community and stuff like that, who do you have in real life that's like willing to support you, while you're trying to get to where you're trying to go? Because the 3 consecutive viewers puts into perspective how much people you have to support you in real life. You know what I mean? Because you're
Absolutely.
thinking, yeah, when you're just starting out, you're thinking, oh, 3 consecutive viewers, oh, that's nothing. I could get 3 people to view me, or I could get 3 people to watch me until you realize you can't get 3 people to watch you. Then you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So it just,
Yep.
I would say just relax, calm down, think of ways to be a better person, a better streamer, a better viewer. You know what I mean? For somebody else. And I feel like over time, people are gonna return that to you. Cause I'm not one of those people where I feel like because I jumped in your stream, you're obligated to jump in mine. You know what I mean? I'm showing
Yeah.
Yeah.
love legitimately because that's who I am as a person, you know what I mean? And if you happen to show that same love back, it's greatly appreciated, you know what I mean? But understanding that everybody may not have the same heart as you is also one of those big things that you got to keep in mind, that you may not necessarily get that same type of love back or that same type of motivation back or whatnot, you know what I mean? But just take your time, focus on delivering great content, focus on bettering your stream, focus on your chat commands, focus on the things that you could actually control, because you can't really control if 100 people jump in your stream all at once, you know what I mean? But if you are focusing on things that you could control and you're able to like scale, because me personally, my stream is kind of like my baby, you know what I mean? I want to make sure my baby is perfectly running, it's healthy,
Yep.
you know what I mean, dress well, you know what I mean, presentable for the public. You don't want to bring your kid out and you're like, ew, why your kid got snot nose? Why your kid out here, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Looking crazy. Like, you can't be having that. So on the days that, you might not stream as often, or on days you feel like you're down and you can't get on, just focus on the background of your stream, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. That I want to add on to what you said because what you said is perfect, and a lot of people don't realize this, and it's something I would tell my past self. You do not need to spend money to get somewhere.
Oh
If
no,
if
don't do it.
if you don't need to reach out to people for help. You don't need to reach out to people to make logos and do all this other stuff. You don't need it. The famous
Mm.
streamers literally have like nothing to their Twitch page. It's
No,
all
yeah,
about,
literally.
posting
There,
videos and meeting
I'm glad you
people.
said that, Sweaty, because they'll literally have like an email, you know what I mean, as business, you know what I mean, for like a business contact or something like that. And then the rest of their page is pretty much naked. You know what
Yep,
I mean? And I guess you could do that once you make it, you know what I mean? But for the bigger streamers that are up and coming, we want to make sure we're able to like connect with our viewers and give them something to look at when we're not online. We want to make our page pretty. So if we're not
absolutely.
online, they could have a reason to follow us because they saw something in our about section that they resonated with and they want to follow.
Right,
Yeah,
or
or
a
check out our
previous
Instagram
video.
page, or yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And I think for me to, if I were to give myself original advice for when I first started out, uh, make friends. Nothing else matters. Like, I don't do this for, like, I'm not making crazy money. I'm not no other reason than for a bunch of people that I met that I think are super awesome, and I enjoy going into the chats. I enjoy when they're coming in mine. I enjoy having, like, that's why I do the podcast, is because I love meeting people, like talking, make friends with people, just enjoy it. If it, like, I do a lot of work for this, but I enjoy the work as well, so that's a little counter.
Absolutely.
That's my own prerogative of it, but like, make friends, have fun. Everything else doesn't matter. I streamed for a long time with one viewer, and that was usually Dingy. But
Right.
I was playing games, I was chilling out, I was relaxing, I was having a good time, and it used to bother me at the beginning. And then I swear to God, once I said like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna worry about this no more. I'm literally just gonna stream for the fun of it, and I'm gonna try to meet people." And then, bing! I got that one guy that's not Dingy. Oh, we had us all
Yep.
tickled pink, super energy over it, and now it's like I have regular people that are popping in all the time and stuff like that, and I honestly think it's just because they're buds of mine. They're people that I've met, people that I've made that relationship with, even if it's just a
Right.
small online relationship. It's still my bud. I still care about them, and they care about me, and that's where it's at.
You know
Everything
what?
else doesn't matter.
I want to piggyback off what Sweaty said and you as well, Coach. It's like you said, there's no reason why you should, because anybody who's jumping into your stream, especially when you just first starting out, everybody who jumps in your stream thinks you're so desperate to get to where you need to be. They'll start offering you to buy followers, buy viewers.
Right.
They'll jump in there, they'll pretend like they're watching your stream, and then they'll tell you like, "Hey, I make banners and posters and stuff like that." And you thought you had a
Yep.
viewer, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll banner and poster." You know what I mean? So definitely don't think that you have to come out of your pocket to make a friend because you don't.
Absolutely.
You know
Them
what I mean?
Twitter bots are ruthless.
Man, I tell you, they'll catch you if you don't, if you're really down and out and you're really so, you know what I mean? They'll catch you, but don't fall for it. And also,
Yeah.
coach, like what you said, a lot of times you'll think that, you think, it's like a minute type of relationship because, they're just your Twitter follower or friend or whatever the case may be. But some of these people actually want to see you succeed and they want to see you at a higher level than you might be at now. And if we're all being honest, we're all on Twitch all for the same reasons, whether we want to admit it or not, more
Yeah,
than so or not. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to make revenue or passive income doing something that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? I mean, I should
Absolutely.
hope that you enjoy streaming. You know what I mean? You're not just doing
yeah.
it for no reason or doing it strictly for the monetary value of it. But if you legitimately like what you're doing and you could also get paid from it, that's definitely a plus. And also networking and meeting cool people and finding cool people, I think that's definitely a plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
W
honestly the most
Biddy.
important part.
W Biddy's Reem. Sorry, I'm getting
Yeah,
giddy.
man. No,
They're cheering me
awesome.
on. They're cheering me on.
As
But
they
that's how I
should.
feel. I feel like that legitimately. I've met great people. I've met people who I've, you know what I mean, supported me more than people I've known in real life. actually showed me support. Because when I mentioned that I wanted to start streaming, a lot of people started laughing, or somebody made a comment one time, and then I remember the guy goes, "Oh, this guy thinks he's Kai Cenat." I'm like, "Damn, why I gotta be Kai Cenat? I can't just be regular killer player, bro. I can't just wanna stream too." Kai
Yep.
Cenat mom and dad didn't make Twitch, bro. I'm on here just like he's on here. What the hell? But yeah, there's a lot of people, once they feel like you're doing something that they don't see themselves doing, they'll really try to like downplay you, or they'll really try to like put their own fears on you. You know what I mean? Their
Oh,
own insecurities.
definitely.
And you
Definitely.
gotta shrug it off. Gotta move around.
So, one last question, and then we're gonna kind of wrap everything up. What's your guys' big goal? If you could make a goal and meet a goal this year that's realistic for you as a streamer and you as a person, however you want to answer it, in 2025, what would that be? And Sweaty, I'll give you the floor first.
So I actually have two goals for
Let's hear 'em.
myself. I want to hit an average of 10 viewers by the end of this year. I've definitely seen a gain in average, but I think 10 is a good number for this year. And I also want to hit 1,000 followers.
Very nice.
I'm pretty close. I'm at little over halfway there. So I've been gaining a lot of traction, so hopefully I can keep the traction going and hit that goal.
Love it.
For me personally, I definitely feel like I'm getting there as far as growing as a streamer, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I first started streaming, I legitimately wanted to be me, myself. I didn't want to put on like some kind of like character, or like, you know how some people like
Persona.
do like, yeah, persona. I didn't want to do that because it's gonna be hard to keep up with. And I'm just me by myself all the time. And I'm not ashamed of that, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
want to legitimately gravitate towards people who want to be next to me, close to me personally. You know what I mean? I don't need fakes or phonies. And I've only heard about toxic Twitch. I've only heard about it. I've never even experienced it myself. So when
Same.
other streamers tell me about their own toxic situations or whatever that occurred to them, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, because I've never had something like that happen to me. I guess I'm like on the other side of the algorithm, where I'm only looking for the like-minded people, the people who are like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not finding all that toxic BS that everybody else is finding, or I guess I'm not looking for it. You know what I mean?
Well, that or you didn't do something to deserve it.
I mean, I don't know, because there's a lot of people who don't do a lot of things to deserve anything, and then they still get shit. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't know, I'm a no nonsense type of person. So if you're coming to my stream already, you kind of already know what kind of vibe I give off. You know what I mean? Pretty much, you know. And starting off streaming was pretty much like, I don't know. You don't know who you're gonna meet, you know, because at the end of the day, we're all still strangers until we get to, you know, meet people and see what people's
Yeah.
personalities are
Yeah.
like and whatnot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So it is definitely daunting and stuff like that. But I'm glad I got on this side of it rather than the other side, I guess.
Yeah, the internet can
Yeah.
be crazy.
I don't know if I answered the question or not. I'm like
100%.
trailing right now.
No, that's totally fine. I love it. I like the big energy and stuff like that. So I'm totally good with that. I personally have never, aside from the odd bot here and there, I've never had bad energy brought towards me or my stream or my content or anything like that.
Right.
And I personally, I connect that to the energy that I try to put out there. I feel like the universe is matching my energy. I'm
Right.
nice to people. I'm kind. I've seen so many things that I didn't like, and I kept my opinion to myself.
Right.
Things like that. And then people that I could see, like, hey, maybe their stream isn't perfect. Maybe their logos are cheaply made or whatever like that. I'm like, hey, bro, you're trying your best with what you got, and I fucking love that because I was there.
Right.
So then I try to like go into the stream, pump them up, or see their TikTok. Fuck yeah, bro! Right? Like,
Yeah,
put
absolutely.
out good energy to people, and I feel like I get a good amount of that back. And I'm very much like a balanced person. Like, I'm a Libra by trait, so yeah.
Libras.
What's that?
W Libras.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I believe in like the balance of things. So I try to put out good energy to people, be a good person, and I don't really receive any bad energy back. Like we all have our days, we all have our problems and stuff like that.
Yup.
But as a balance base, I've been pretty lucky. Yeah, so I
So
can't complain about stuff like that.
it's almost like manifesting it. You get what you receive, or you
Right.
yeah, you get you receive what you give, or give what yeah. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So yeah, we're all pretty much saying the same thing. It's like the law of attraction, basically. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You put
Yeah.
up, good positive energy out there, and then you receive that back. And it's definitely true. You know what I mean? I've definitely noticed an increase in my numbers and my streams when I go into other people's streams. I'm putting out positive energy. I know Sweaty says he doesn't really go to other people's streams, but I also see that certain
Famous
streamers who have
people
the
streams.
potential.
I do watch other people and rate out.
Yeah, he has to correct me. No, but I do notice that certain people, I guess, when you're a small streamer, you know what I mean? You want to try to like put your name out there as much as possible. I don't know, for all the small streamers, because we all had to start from somewhere. But for all the ones who are watching, I feel like a lot of times people get so caught up in like their own stream and doing their own thing, they forget to show up and show love to other people. You know what I mean? And to other streamers who showed up for them. I'm not saying to show up for people who has never been there for you, who don't show up for you, or who don't show you any love, but for the people who genuinely comes, checks up on you, you know what I mean? Even if they might
Appreciate-
have like, you know what I mean? Even if they might have like a little bit less viewers than you, you definitely have to come back and show that love back. There's somebody I
Absolutely.
follow actually. I feel like me and this guy started off like around the same time, you know what I mean? Because it was around the same timeline I was just getting into streaming. I think we fell into like the same kind of community together, you know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
community was really great at, supporting each other and pushing each other to get affiliate. But I feel like the reason why he didn't grow as fast, or why he's still struggling to get to the numbers that I feel like maybe like the same group of people that we started out with are like probably at like higher numbers, is because he lacks like I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to play ball with other streamers, or maybe he doesn't know how to be a team player. Because being a Twitch
Right.
streamer is being about a team player too. You know what I mean?
It is.
You
It
can't
is.
hog the ball and want to shoot the 3-point every time. You gotta pass the rock, man. Pass the rock.
Yeah, my man.
No, but seriously though, definitely being a team player is definitely gonna help you grow faster than you would have on your own. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying you can't. There's some people like their gameplay is so out of this world. Like they're so good at the game, like you were saying earlier, coach, where it's like you're so locked in because you're really good at the game. But then for the people who are, I guess for people like me, who's not so good at the game, who's just like to hang out. I like to hang out with my friends and chat and stream and have a good
Yeah.
time. But naturally we grow. Naturally we're gonna grow. People,
Absolutely, and we're all here for the same thing, you know?
right? Word of mouth is a big thing because I've noticed that I've gained a lot more viewership and I've gained a lot more followers because somebody else vouched for me. You know what I mean? Somebody else in chat said, "Oh, I know Kill Player. He's actually a good guy. He's a W supporter. He does this and that." And then I end up getting a follow off of that. And then I follow through. I go to that person's stream and I watch their stream and I support them in chat and whatnot. And it comes
Yup.
back around.
I used to have a rule back in the day when I used to go to the bars and clubs and stuff like that. I used to have a couple of rules that I made everybody associated with promise me. If we're at the bar, you're not allowed to shit talk your friends. Even if it's just joke, dudes always bust each other's chops and stuff like that. No. We all are awesome, and you're only allowed to say good things about the people you're there with. So it's, oh, have you seen my buddy? Super cool guy. Oh, man, he's awesome, blah, 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 blah. Because now I'm cool by association. Right. So it was like only good vibes, and then no matter how bad or lame the joke is, we all have to put in energy to respond to the joke. Sometimes it's pretend laughing, sometimes it's right, whatever it might be, but you always had to have energy. I despise
Yep.
people that went to the bar, shit talk the people they went with, like, hey, I'm supposed to be your bro and you're gonna shit on me? Like, that's not cool, bro.
Gotta be each other's
Or,
wingmans.
Yeah, be each other's wingman. Or the guy that would go to the bar and just stand there, not socialize, not talk, not have energy. Like, bro, you could have done that at home, man. But now
Yeah, right?
I'm hanging out with the
Right.
guy that's standing in the corner, like,
Right.
dang. So, and I think that applies to streaming. That like, go there with energy. Go to your buddy's stream. Hey, how's it going, bro? Like, to reiterate what both of you guys said, is like have that mentality of like putting out that good energy out there, and people will give you that good energy back. And They don't owe it to you, but good energy is contagious,
It is. It is.
right? But on that note, we're gonna close everything off. I know it's getting late for you, for everybody. Any closing words there, Killer Player?
I think pretty much just sums up what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Just if you could go back and say something to your, your fresh streamer self, is to like, let them know, take your time. You know what I mean? Don't rush anything. The right people are gonna gravitate towards you. You know what I mean? Just focus on being a W supporter. Focus on being, a W chatter in somebody else's stream. You know what I mean? And all that stuff is gonna like naturally come and gravitate towards you because you don't want to find yourself on the negative side of the Twitch algorithm where you're just meeting people. Because there's some people who, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen other people jump in other people's streams and just like tell them like, you're a bad streamer, you're not gonna make it, you should quit streaming and all types of negative stuff. I'm like, how did we get here? You know what I mean? How
Yeah.
did we get from just playing the game into like, drama and all this extra stuff? So I think, focus on creating great content, focus on the background stuff, like, creating like great commands for your chat, your stream elements, creating overlays, pretty much all the stuff that you have to do in order to make like an engaging stream. Focus on those stuff, because even when you feel like you're done, you're never done, because you could always fix something, you could always upgrade something, you could always make something better. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. It's all the effort you put in.
And Sweaty, any final words for you, my friend?
Just keep it short and sweet. It was a pleasure meeting you, Killer. I had a great time. I made sure I,
absolutely.
gave you a follow after popping to your stream. Appreciate
Gonna
everybody
follow
who
back.
tuned in. And if you haven't met me before, I'm Sweaty Orangutan. A pretty chill variety streamer. And I want to thank you, Looker, for having me again as a guest on your podcast. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
W coach, W sweaty, W chat. And honestly,
You
coach,
W
I had a
everybody.
no, yeah, I had actually written down some of my like little notes and stuff like that before we got on and stuff so I could go over. But it turns out I didn't even need it because I'm just a natural yapper, so it doesn't even matter.
A natural
Me
yapper,
too.
yeah.
A natural yapper, I didn't even, you know what I mean? I like to make sure I'm ready, because when we first started talking about this, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I want to be on the podcast. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for, asking me to join your podcast. But I don't want to mess anything up because, like I said, I've
I'm the
seen
same
like,
way.
yeah, I've seen the podcast before. I've watched them, long hours and stuff like that, and I'm like, coach is really professional. Like, the guests are really professional. Everybody seems like they're really ready and prepared and stuff like that. But like I said, I enjoy doing this. You know what I mean? This is my thing. I didn't think it was gonna be my thing when I started out, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. So I really didn't even need
Good, man.
Yeah, well, you're a natural yourself, so
Yeah, I
thanks
appreciate
for
you,
being
coach.
here.
I appreciate you.
That's a wrap for tonight's episode of DNL Gaming and everything in between. It's been a wild hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. As
Really?
always, yeah, hour and 40. Sweaty, thank you so much. It's always a blast having you here. I super appreciate you being here. Do you have anywhere outside of Twitch where people could find your content?
Oh yeah, everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. Every social media, search up Sweaty Orangutan, I'll be there.
Oh
Um,
man,
I actually have
I'm
a
pretty
link
much the
tree in my
same.
bio if anybody's interested.
Everybody's interested. Just drop it.
my
You got
man.
mine too.
And Killer Player, thank you so much. You're for the first time on, you were a natural. You brought the heat with you. Outside of Twitch, where can people find your content?
Man, coach, thank you for having me. Absolutely. I'll definitely be back if you'll have me again. People can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, like Sweaty said, pretty much everything. Except for X or Twitter or whatever. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I find that I don't get any engagement. I might be doing something wrong, but if anybody else does know how to get engagement on X or Twitter, please give me a shout, help me out, walk me through it. You know what I
I can
mean?
help
I'm
you
not
out.
too good.
I'm pretty decent with X.
Yeah, so if you know how to work that algorithm, give me a shout, because I do have a name on there. I just don't give it to people because they're like, that's not him. He's not active on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
active. I'm active. I'm active.
Well, again, thank you very much, guys. It's been an absolute blast. thank you for everybody that came to watch and comment in the stream and stuff like that. Keep your eyes out for GTA 6, Borderlands 4, and Elder's Ring Night Rain. Amazing games. I think they're going to be big this year. And remember, follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you very much. Peace out.
Have
gonna
a good
raid
one, guys. I'm gonna raid out. I'm actually gonna raid out, guys.
Have a good night,
same
everybody.
here.
Sweaty, I'm gonna definitely follow you back. I'm gonna check out your stream. Coach, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, man.
And W chat.
Should we do a team raid out?
Yes.
How do you do that? How do you do a team raid
I'll
out?
just pick the same. I'll just pick the same person.
Okay, okay.
Anybody we know that's raiding right now or on?
I don't know if you guys follow Beast Mo Slays. He's on
He's
right now.
mostly, I was talking to him last night.
I do
Yeah,
not
because-
follow him. Let's do
Beast
it.
Super good guy.
Nah, yeah, great. Definitely high energy. If you're looking for anybody with high energy, Beast Mo Slays, W Streamer, W High Energy. We could all rate him out at the same time if you guys
You
want.
want to? Yeah, we'll do that. Do you want to put his name in the chat just so Sweaty can find him and doesn't have to search him forever?
Yes. So
yeah.
his name is Beast. Oh, Slays, just like that.
Yeah, he does super cool artwork for his streams.
Sweet.
Like he posts in the DNL community fair amount, and he does like really good, like really cool posters and shit like that.
Yep.
So you guys are all ready to go?
I am.
Yep. I'm about
Okay,
to rate him
3,
out.
2, 1, let's go. Okay, 3 seconds.
Yep.
Yep.
2, 1, let's go.
W raid.
Let's go. I gotta unmute him though.
Right. Gotta hear this. Let's go.
All right, guys.